Guys, just want to give you a quick video as to what we should be expecting into the end of the week. As you saw, I was saying Wednesday we'd have probably the reversal. We kind of got that. It was because of Monday being a holiday, and settlements had to occur on Wednesday as opposed to Monday and Tuesday. So a lot of the volume came in yesterday as we had the top put in for the weekend. As you see on the daily, we're basically grinding out the low, but you see this inverse head and shoulders right here. Okay, this little inverse head and shoulder right here. You are already breaking out and now testing the basically the inverse side of that inverse head and shoulder on a bull flag formation. If this support sits here on 67,000, then you could look for us to go sideways and round up and then actually get above 74,000 and take out all-time high maybe in the next week or two if we can hold this level once more. Again, I want to say if we don't close underneath 67,000 and we can hold 67,000 going sideways, this inverse head and shoulder can turn 67,000 support, and then we can go test back into 72 to take out 74 all-time high kind of situation. That's next week or the week after that. It's not happening anytime soon, so looking for that this week is probably not logical. You're also closing the month in about a day, and it's actually not that bearish of a close, but it is a lower high. So, and I have bearish divergence. So, what happens in June? That's what we're going to have to see if it's going to be a harsher drop or not. We'll find that out next week. As of right now, yes, we are putting in lower highs. We are grinding support. If support fails and people panic, you can see us sell off and get even lower, probably into 59s. That's after you lose 67, the low 60s. And then if low 60s can't hold us, then we can probably drop all the way back down to 50, low 50s. Okay, so just be prepared for those levels. They're not completely out of the norm. They're completely logical and practical levels to be considering. Once you get above 74, obviously the next level I'm looking for is probably even 80, and then we could look for more after that. All right, now we can go weekly to ETH. And ETH is doing the exact same thing. You have bearish divergence, lower high, weekly candle gonna close in about 3 days, but it's not showing you that it's gonna be overtaking it, but it's actually showing you a little bit of resistance here. On a daily, you can see that, yeah, we had an attempt to break out once, twice, and now we're actually fading back down looking for support. If we can hold the support here by the daily close, not getting under 3,600, well then tomorrow the possibility of us taking that quick poke up above 4,000 is possible. Keep in mind that 4120 is like the all-time high. So we're very, very close to the all-time high. I just need to hold support to prove that, hey, we're not going any lower underneath 36. And then you can look for that upwards impulse after that. And you can see this huge left shoulder. Here's your inverse head. This is the impulse to tell you, hey, downside is over. In this little bull flag formation, you got that impulse. Now you're going to hold support above the impulse. If more than 50% of the impulse is not tested, it's bullish, and you can look for the next daily to continue back upside. Selling volume is decreasing, but you need to give it to the end of the day for you to be confirming that. All right, well, aside from that, we had a request from one of our members for Pepe. So here is Pepe, and I will just show you this. Pepe was doing nothing, nothing, nothing. Blackstone started doing their stuff. And now we had this nice little pull off in this triangle bull flag fashion. Had a nice little accumulation. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your head. Here's your right shoulder. If you make the neckline over here at around 9100, when you broke out, you see this breakout. Here's that bull flag consolidation, kind of what Bitcoin and ETH is doing, and then the impulse breakout after that, right? That's what we're looking at, and now this is basically coming to test back down where we just exited from. Excuse me, around 1200 1200. I don't know how to even tell you that, so let's just say 1200. And if you can hold above 1200 before the daily close, the possibility of you basically putting in a reversal is there. You are very close to as low as you want to go. So possibility of a reversal is there. Just need to close above 1200 for the day. And then the next day you'll have opportunity of the swing failure pattern of poking a little bit underneath, taking the liquidity, and then reversing it on people in a short squeeze fashion. If you actually turn on the indicator, and on weekly, you can see it does have some space to go to the downside. I do have all the fibs on this one. Okay, there you go. So taking this last consolidation, from the top to bottom, this is your golden pocket over here around 56, 57. And the people who originally took it from here actually should be taking their profit around 1200 to 1400. So when we are coming to retest this, as long as we can stay above this 1200, that is ideal, because what's going to happen is we're going to retest the resistance when we break out, and more than likely it's going to go to the next 3 levels. So our target, once confirming this $1,200 support, would be above us at like a 2200. Now, this is not 100% guaranteed or anything like that. This is only if we are in an uptrend, which we are clearly in an uptrend, and if we are proving the uptrend by confirming supports. If you want to look at it another way, you can see that it's an expanding, right? So ideally, you want to, this is not the proper way to go about it, but I'm doing it just for visual sake. So ideally, you want to use the midline as a gauge of support, right? If you can hold a midline and not break underneath, even if you break underneath, you have some support. It's the close underneath the fib that's the main importance. But if you don't close underneath the fib, what you can do is you can use this area as an accumulation. This white circle can turn into first of all, that white circle, excuse me, was a take profit from the low. So this is where they were supposed to take profit, but you overshot it. So it was like all the people who were trying to short it, they actually got squeezed out. And now the short is actually playing out on a weekly level. So if you can hold a support for the weekly close, the next week you can look for us to come consolidate in here in a triangle fashion, like this, and then you could look for the breakout. Okay, and the breakout might have a consolidation again, but more than likely it wants to follow expanding wedge formation, as long as the support over here is respected. If you lose this support, then what you're going to do is you're going to do one of these things. You're going to try to come test down here, and then you get to go retest where you just lost the support. So time will tell, but right now it is doing you a favor by giving you a buying opportunity, and you might have that buying opportunity continue into next week. It's after next week, if you lose the support, that things can get ugly for us to come test back into the previous order block over here. So I think we do this. Shift. Technically, it should be this whole order block. So you can look for this whole trade like this. Above the white, well, the white is the bullish order block. As long as you're using this white and blue as support, continuation for the upside is possible. Let's just lower that like this. Let's click that in. Let's lower this sucker like this. Just click it in. This thing can get deleted. And then if this fails, if support fails, it will probably be a quick flush of liquidity. It's not going to be a permanent downside move. It might just quickly take the liquidity out of everyone, maybe a day or two, and then just swing it right back above support in a liquidity grab kind of fashion. This is a worst case scenario. Next week, if things get ugly in the next week or two, which is very, very possible, guys, as I showed you those tops on Bitcoin ETH locally, and we're coming back on support. On the bull run, we would be making bull flags on that support and breakout. If the bull run is canceled, if the ETF hype is over and it's a sell the news event, we're going to break these supports and grind out where we originally broke out of when the hype started. And once we confirm these supports, then we can actually continue our real, like, double bottom kind of stuff and upside continuation. So I'm not saying this has to happen, but you should be prepared and ready for this. I would be definitely trying to trade it up here, and then what I would do is have a stop loss, and then just manage the stop loss. If the stop loss hits, be patient for one more day and see if the actual downside is over, and then continue for upside continuation. um, yeah, that's how I would be playing it. This is the danger zone. This is what you want to happen, but it is not 100% likely. And that's basically all I have for you guys. So you got one price path, consolidate, breakout. Just delete that. Okay, there. Consolidate and breakout. If the breakout fails, then you're going to come do another grab of liquidity, test support, and break out again. And then the breakout will be basically you fighting the resistance over here again. So that's going to be first take profit, second take profit, third take profit, and then the rest of the 20-30% of your position will get closed out higher as the time comes. But like I said, be ready for the weekly on this. Weekly on this looks interesting. Let me turn these drawings off because I don't want you guys seeing my ETH and stuff, but here you go. Bearish divergence underneath the midpoint. Oh, excuse me. Bearish divergence. That's actually nasty bearish divergence, to be honest. This was your previous high. This is your second high. Look at your RSI already curving down. This thing might flush you all the way down to the neck, which is like 3,200. So be prepared for those kind of moves. I mean, this entire time I've been accumulating alts, and I've just left Bitcoin and ETH do their own thing. But when we do get these moves to the downside, I will obviously consider buying those long-term positions for, next 4 years. I'm not gonna buy the hype. I'm not gonna buy this impulse candle. I'm not stupid. I'm not greedy. I'm not stupid, and I'm not rushing. Candles like this, a lot of people lost a lot of money. Okay, shorts for sure. Now all the people are long, right? When you do come test back into these point of controls, all these over leveraged longs will get liquidated every $100 drop. So the people at 4,000 probably got liquid at 3,800, probably getting liquidated at 3,600, and so on. Your 50x is gone, your 20x is gone, your 10x's are getting pressured, 5x's are sweating. This little wick here is very, very telling that, hey, coming to test back into 3,500 is not out of the crazy, like, possibilities. So just be aware of that. And then on Bitcoin, you're already grinding the crap out of the levels that you're not supposed to. So I would say like maybe 65, worst case 63. And that's not a bad thing. It's the head and shoulder that wants to fill the neckline kind of thing. You see this head and shoulder? Quasimodo right shoulder here. Ugly, ugly, ugly head and shoulder in the right shoulder. So just be aware that this thing is not looking as bullish as everyone is expecting, and on higher time frames, you can see that we have major resistances and we have a monthly close coming up. The monthly close is not as bad as it would look, but it's the next month that scares me since this is a lower high situation. So that's what I'm planning for. Juicy June. Are we going to get the juice to drip? And are we going to be able to collect some of this drip into our accumulative portfolios? If so, the Juicy June might be amazing for us into the end of the year, because these will probably be the next like lowest lows possible, local lows. And from here, we're going to be looking for the next local high, which we just, trickled down from for the last 3 4 days. So just be aware that this is a buying opportunity. I'm not flooding you or making you bearish. Um, DCA slowly into your favorite projects when you are about 200-300% higher in price and you're trying to buy it. Then I'm gonna just tell you what you're rushing and you're being greedy. I'm not going to buy stuff like this. If you're buying stuff like this, that's completely up to you. But when this thing comes and corrects into these levels, I'll be a buyer. But this is air. I'm not going to buy the air. So all right. Well, that's basically all I have for you guys. I did not show you guys Dixie. I didn't show you Tesla. I didn't show you Nvidia and all that stuff because that's from last video. But you can imagine that if I'm looking for downside on those, I'm pretty sure Nvidia and all of them are going to be coming. Nvidia has been grabbing the top like crazy, by the way. Yeah, this is just hurting people because people are just buying the absolute top on Nvidia and they're expecting more because of the split. But when this thing reverses, people are going to lose all their money. Like a lot of money. There's a lot of people who have options, calls. There are some people I saw that put puts on Nvidia and they were getting like 20,000 in the red. So I understand now why this is going like this. There's so much volume and there's so many people doing stupid zero to day options that you're getting liquidations hunts of the people who are trying to short the top, even though this is the right trade. So what you need to do is look here, bearish volume divergence as you're getting to the top. That's all I give a shit about. I don't care what bullish narrative you have. I don't care if you think this is like the savior stock of the world or the split is going to increase the value, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. TA says that this is overbought. You are setting up bearish divergences. You are in bullish control zone and stuff. But man, oh man, if this thing isn't a sell the news event, I will be shocked. Okay, or leading up to it. But in 10 days, 11 days, you have the split from NVIDIA coming up. So be prepared for this thing to fall off the cliff because it is posturing in that kind of fashion. So that's the last little nugget of news I'm going to leave you guys with. Aside from that, guys, have a great day. Trade safe. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. If you haven't already, please leave a like, subscribe, press the bell button for notifications. If you are interested in trading with me live, please feel free to join the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps this channel grow. So thank you guys for your love and support, and I will see you guys